Introverts are often misunderstood and can be wrongly seen as shy or weak. However, introverts have many strengths and can excel at certain tasks and activities. So, why not lean into your strengths? Most people think being an introvert is a bad thing.
No, it's not.
In fact, most introverts think it's a bad thing too. In reality, being introverted is actually a superpower if you use it effectively. Now, there are plenty of pros and cons about both extroverts and introverts, but today we'll just be focusing on the pros of being an introvert. So, extroverts, please leave your pitchforks at home.
Relax your body in the other universe, please.
Being introverted, for example, can help you achieve your wildest dreams way faster, while not getting bugged by a lot of random people in the process. It's a peaceful life, really. So whether you're an introvert who wants to understand themselves better, or maybe you're an extrovert who thinks grass might be greener on the other side, P.S. It's way greener.
And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely.
Here are 9 things that introverts do incredibly well. Let's jump to it. Number 1, your own best friend. The first thing that introverts do incredibly well is having a blast in their own company.
I love you.
I love you too.
As an introvert, most of your time is spent alone in your little bubble at home. To extroverts, that may sound a little depressing and even borderline torturous, because extroverts tend to get their energy from being around other people. Introverts, on the other hand, get their energy from being alone. Being alone is extremely peaceful and frees you from outside judgment, allowing you to be whoever you want to be.
I think you're better off being alone.
Whether it's dancing in your dark room at 2 a.m. or falling down a YouTube rabbit hole about candle sculpting in Germany, personal freedom is awesome. Enjoying your own company is genuinely a superpower, because at the end of the day, you can't really rely on anyone but yourself in this life. People may come and go, and you'll always have family. Your own self, though, you'll be with that person until you take your last breath.
But she forgot to teach me to love myself.
So developing a great internal relationship with yourself before focusing on others can be very helpful. Number 2, independence. Developing that personal relationship is also great for becoming independent. As an extrovert, you probably have a lot of friends around you that you can rely on when times are tough. Maybe you'd get their advice, spend time with them when you're bored, or ask them to help you with certain problems in your life.
I could use a good man to help me get my project on wheels.
As an introvert, though, most of the time, you have to completely fend for yourself. This might result in you making a lot more mistakes, but in the long run, you may become much more independent and self-sufficient as a result. You become somewhat of a Swiss Army knife that's very adaptable and able to face a variety of different situations and come out on top.
I can handle it.
Once again, in a life where good people can be hard to come by, being independent and able to handle yourself is an incredible skill to develop. Of course, no man is an island, and while being independent is important, you'll always need a team around you if you want to reach the highest levels in life. But having a good foundation that you know you can always rely on can be very reassuring. Number 3, a well-oiled machine. If introverts have defined goals, they can be very productive and even self-motivated too. Being your biggest motivator can be tough because life is full of challenges and failures. As a result, a lot of people outsource their motivation and depend on their friends, family, or others to motivate them instead. As an introvert, though, because you spend most of your time with yourself, it makes you realize that absolutely no one is coming to save you.
You people have not given Private Pyle the proper motivation.
No one is going to walk up to your home on Sunday afternoon with a brand new life-changing job opportunity for you. No one is going to create your dream life for you, except you. This realization is a double-sided coin because it can be scary, but it can also be very exciting. On one hand, it's scary because it means that the responsibility of any and all progress rests on your shoulders. However, this same perspective can be flipped and become very exciting because it means you're the only person in your way. You're the only person stopping yourself from reaching massive success. Only you decide how hard and how smart you're going to work.
But do you think maybe it's like you against you?
You have full control to become anyone you set your mind to. This kind of freedom can be scary, but it will lead you to extreme growth if you let it. Number 4, boredom is dead. Spending so much time in your own company means introverts are usually very hard to bore. Waiting for a bus? A breeze. Phone died? Who cares? Pizza's late? Time to meditate. You see, while staying in can be peaceful, that means it probably isn't as exciting as a theme park with 6 of your friends. However, that lack of excitement can lead introverts to not needing excessive stimulation.
Yeah, I don't, though. I'm chill.
Introverts start finding joy in the simple things and don't need others to keep them entertained. And it can even lead to them being very comfortable with the mundane. For example, silence can be hard for a lot of people to deal with. Even short waiting times in a queue can drive the average person crazy. Introverts tend to be a little bit more comfortable with downtime like this, though, because they're so used to it at home. So, if you're an extrovert that finds yourself getting bored extremely easily, maybe try to find your zen alone in your room. Without any club music or group sleepovers to distract you.
And so he taught the whole family to meditate, and he told them all about Asia and the East and his monastery and everything.
Number 5, the kings of imagination. Following on the last point, all that time at home means introverts often entertain themselves with their own imaginations. At school, they tend to be those kids in the corner of the room playing with their action figures instead of other people.
Must be my imagination!
The idea of imaginary friends almost definitely came from an introvert, because introverts can spend loads of time daydreaming without a care in the world. This increase in imagination also leads to an increase in creativity and even curiosity, which can be really helpful when choosing a career or generating income. Because they're more creative, introverts may be more likely to be writers or designers in their careers and find that they can express themselves better in those fields. They may even pick up a few creative hobbies like painting and photography to fill up their time, which play into their creativity even more.
Creative aspects of that whole presentation was a train wreck.
Number 6, deep thinkers and reflections. If you're inside all day, you have a lot of time to examine your life. Chances are, you're probably also sober, which means you can't just forget about your problems every night like an extrovert can. Introverts usually spend a lot of time thinking, analyzing their lives and what's good and bad about it. This may be a good thing, as they identify where they can improve and exactly what they want from life. But at times, it can also be a drawback, as overthinking can set in during times of heartbreak or financial uncertainty.
You're overthinking.
Overthinking can freeze you in place and trap you in a made-up problem, mainly caused by your own imagination. It's important for introverts to remember that their mind is simply a tool, just like a knife is, and it can be used to bring them peace and prosperity. But it can also be misused and bring misery and self-sabotage. Introverts must master their minds, not be slaves to it. Number 7, a great ear. Introverts tend to be a little quiet and reserved.
He had a quiet way about him.
Which means they're often not very talkative or chatty, especially with people they don't know very well. This has a positive side to it, though. Because introverts don't talk as much, they naturally tend to spend some more time listening and tend to become really good listeners as a result. Being a good listener has a number of benefits. It means you can connect better with people and form deeper connections. Everyone loves a good listener because deep down, everyone loves to talk. So introverts can be a great outlet to allow others to express themselves and let their feelings out, which makes them great friends.
I'm a real good listener.
Number 8, problem solving. Due to their knack for thinking deeply and creatively, introverts are also skilled at solving complex problems. When faced with obstacles in life that require that extra mental push, introverts shine. But why? Well, they've spent so much time thinking that it's now become somewhat of a sport to them. Introverts are so used to analyzing and reflecting that problem solving just becomes second nature to them.
Problem solving always puts me in a musical mood.
Where an extrovert might call their mother for help, an introvert will sit and mull over the issue for days on end, making use of the internet and their imagination more than anything else. This ability to problem solve also means they tend to find it easier to focus. Focus is an essential skill in life that is at the base of all your personal progress. Without focus, you really can't commit to anything for an extended period of time, be it work or even relationships.
That focus has led to purpose and working hard to get my life back.
Thankfully, most introverts tend to have this muscle pretty well developed after years of practice. This may, however, suffer from procrastination. Number 9. Procrastination. Yep, it's not all sunshines and daisies for introverts. They do tend to suffer from procrastination.
What is procrastinate?
Being inside all day can have a draining effect at times, where you lose a certain kind of fire and motivation, because all the days seem to blend together. This is kryptonite to introverts, and they may even struggle with discipline too. The thing with procrastination and discipline is this though. Most people suffer from them as a fear response. You procrastinate your work because you're afraid of the effort it'll take to complete, and you'd rather just lie back and enjoy Netflix instead.
They'll teach me to procrastinate.
Introverts need to fight these distractions, and they're probably more addicted than the average person because that's all they do all day. So all you introverts out there, go outside a little more. Even if it's just a 10-minute walk on a Sunday, or a quick painting class. Getting outside refreshes your focuses and gets you unstuck from your daily routine. And who knows, you might meet a few extroverts to be a great ear to. If you enjoyed this video, why not check out this video we made on extroverts? Maybe you'll learn a thing or two about the other side of the fence. And be sure to hit subscribe for more value-packed content like this every single week.